Hey everybody, trying something a little new here, so bear with me. One of the main things that people always ask when they come into the comic book store is, how do you get into comic books? It's hard to just jump in cold. Especially now with one thing on everybody's mind, Avengers vs. X-Men. Some people just don't know where to start, so I thought I'd try to do a couple videos to see if maybe I could shed some light on it. So bear with me here, uncut, uncensored, totally unedited, and unprofessional, so let's see how this goes. But yeah, Avengers vs. X-Men, in stock at Comics MD, by the way. That is the hottest thing going right now. It's been building for about 6 years, and given how long it's been building, there's a lot to go into it. If you don't know what's been going on lately, I'm going to try to catch you up. First, we're going to start with the X-Men side of things. It all goes back to a little event called House of M, which there you can see the nice trade paperback in stock at Comics MD. The Scarlet Witch, after having her kids die, reinvents the entire world in a alternate reality where mutants are the dominant population on Earth and Magneto is in charge. Naturally, the whole thing goes to hell, and the three most important words in Marvel, see right there, no more mutants, result in that big explosion right there. And when everyone wakes up in the real world, the mutant population's down to about 200 or so. So the mutants and the X-Men are kind of against the wall anyway. With no new mutant births coming up, Cyclops is really worried that this is the extinction of the mutant race. But we all knew that wasn't going to be the case. So then Messiah Complex happened, which was something like a 12-part story crossing over through all the X-books that dealt with the very first mutant birth since House of M, or as they call it, M-Day. And that introduced the world to Hope Summers. You can see her right there with Cable, who is Cyclops' son from the future, something we're not going to get into right now. But at the end of the books, Cable takes her to the future to try to protect her and have her grow up prepared for a world that hates and fears mutants. So that goes on for a little while, and the X-Men assume Cable and Hope are gone, not going to see them again. But the next big thing that happens was Utopia. If most of you remember, after Secret Invasion, there was an event called Siege, which ended Norman Osborn's reign. He became, the former Green Goblin became the leader of America, basically. And this book was all about his attempts to get the X-Men under control. And right in the middle of the book, as the X-Men are facing bitter defeat from the deep, deep waters of the Pacific Ocean, rises Utopia, what used to be Magneto's House of M, or not House of M, Asteroid M. So now the X-Men are basically a military state run by Cyclops and basically kept away from humanity off the coast of California. They just want to be left alone. But that doesn't work so well, because just as they start getting comfortable, Cable comes back to the modern day with Hope in an event called Second Coming. Hope now being considered the messiah of mutant kind, the savior of the mutant race. As she arrives, everybody thinks, you know, finally our hero's here. But some of the X-Men, including people like Wolverine, and we'll get to that in a minute, think that she's actually the death knell of the mutant race. And as you can see here, Hope has a little surprise for everybody. Not only can she copy the powers of anyone she's nearby, not only does she have red hair like a certain somebody we all used to know, but she has the Phoenix Force. So that brings us up to the last event before Avengers vs. X-Men, and that was Schism. This has been building for a while. Cyclops and Wolverine have never seen eye to eye. Any X-Men fan should know that. I can't actually show you anything here because it's shrink-wrapped. But basically, ideologies clash. Cyclops feels that the X-Men should go in more of a military, self-defensive state, and Wolverine feels that that's not the way to go. He also doesn't believe that Hope is the savior. He thinks she's going to bring doom to everybody. So they have a really good fight. This was a great story, by the way, that culminates with Wolverine going one way and Cyclops keeping his friends, which includes Magneto. Cyclops and his people stay on Utopia while Wolverine moves to New York and reopens the school, calling it the Jean Grey School for Gifted Youngsters. And that's what the Wolverine and the X-Men book is all about, is what does Wolverine think of this? Does he want to side with his mutant brothers? But, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. Here we go. Yeah, so Avengers vs. X-Men kicks off shortly after Wolverine has left. I got it. The Avengers get word from Nova that the Phoenix Force is returning to Earth. It's coming, it's destroying all the galaxies and planets in its way, and it's heading straight for Hope Summers. Well, naturally, she seems like she must be a threat at that point, so Captain America and the Avengers agree that it would be best to take her into protective custody until they can sort this whole mess out and, you know, keep the Earth from being destroyed. Well, Cyclops doesn't see it that way. He sees it as, finally, her time to ascend has come. The Phoenix is here. This is why Hope was born. Mutant kind is getting ready to return. That's what Cyclops thinks. The X-Men don't... The X-Men really a little fanatical about this, but you can understand what they've been through. They are kind of gambling on all of this, and as you can see here, it's about to hit the fan. This book, which in stock at Comics MD, is all about Wolverine trying to juggle whether he's going to join the Avengers or the X-Men. And looks like he's made his decision, but I'll leave you to figure that out. Number 2 will have more in stock on Wednesday. We're actually out of them right now because this thing has been huge. It's going to be a 12-part series. We've got number 0 and number 1 in stock now. It's really worth all the hype. You'll get to find out the answers to questions they've been building up for about 6 years now. So hopefully this has offered some kind of illumination as to what's going on. I'm sure there's still a lot of questions, and I don't know how rambling this came out, so bear with me on it. But if this goes well, I might do a couple more of them. I think next time I'm going to do one from the Avengers side, and we'll see how that goes. But thanks for listening. This is Jimmy from Comics MD. Hopefully everybody will come and see us.